I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I've got my one last hurrah from the Sephora VIB sale and a couple other odds and ends. I'll go ahead and start off with the things that I purchased from Sephora. I purchased one of the new Ilia Daylight highlighting powders. It's a talc-free powder that has 0.23 ounces of product in here, and Ilia is an all-natural type of a brand. On the back of the box it says skin that looks like skin, a clean, talc-free, finely milled powder that delivers an illuminating glow. So this is the box packaging. I got the lighter of the two shades that are available. I was kind of iffy on purchasing this because I wasn't sure that the lightest shade would be light enough for my skin tone. And it's too dark. I tried to put it on yesterday and it was a very strong, this is too dark of a highlighter for you type effect. So I ended up mixing in a really, really light champagne to make it look decent on my skin tone. But this powder by itself is just much too dark for me. And it is the lightest of the two. So I really like the texture of the powder. The finish of it is really pretty and everything like that. So I wish there was a light enough shade for me, but the packaging is a plastic kind of soft matte. It's not like rubbery or anything, but it has like a soft matte finish to it. And then here is your powder right here. See, I really thought even in the pan, it kind of looks like it would look light enough for me, but this is one of the powders that actually looks light enough in the pan that deepens on my skin. Sometimes the powders look deeper in the pan and kind of lighten on the skin. This one is kind of just the opposite, but I will swatch for you guys. Again, the finish of the powder, the shine, everything is just stunning too. So light, medium skin tones it would look best on. It's just a little bit too deep for me. It is such a pretty sheen though. I'm just so sad that it doesn't work for me. But that is the Ilia Daylight Highlighting Powder. And then towards the tail end of the sale, Nars came out with a couple new palettes in their Orgasm line. So I purchased the face palette and the little mini eye palette. I'll start with the face palette so I can compare the highlight shades in here with the Ilia one. The box packaging was quite interesting. There's like a rubber band thing on it, which I don't know how I feel about that. I just think it's weird that this rubber band looking thing is on this box. I definitely didn't need this palette because I have both Orgasm blush and I have the new Orgasm X blush, which are both in here. But the highlighter looked like it was going to be light enough for me online, and it's actually deeper than the Ilia one. It has got a super pretty sheen to it. It's even more kind of shiny metallic than this one right here. But again, it's too deep. But let me tell you how much product's in here. Each one is 0.11 ounces or 3.3 grams a piece, which is a pretty decent amount of product for each shade that's in there. And then here is your packaging. It's a hard packaging. And then you do have a good size mirror in there. And then there is the Orgasm Highlighting Blush Powder is what they're calling it. Then you have regular Orgasm Blush and Orgasm X Blush. These names though. Anyway, let's swatch them. This is such a pretty sheen. But again, it is much too deep for me. So I've used this palette a few times, and what I'd done was kind of mixed in a little bit of that highlighter into those ones to kind of make them even shinier. But there's the highlighter, Orgasm and Orgasm X right there. And I'll swatch it so you can see it next to that Ilia. It's like almost more warm too, but it is shinier than the Ilia. So those are the three shades in the Orgasm X cheek palette there. I also got yet another one of the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes. The curiosity on this one just really got to me. This is the purple one in Drama Class, and I was thinking that it would kind of turn into a baby lilac on my cheeks, but it kind of pulls a bit more pink. This is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. I think there is a little bit of a lilac factor in there, but I was surprised that when I got it on, just how more berry toned it looked, because it does have quite a strong pink undertone. So this is the box packaging right here. I've got like 7 of these now. So here is your packaging. There's 0.1 ounces of product in here. And this is again number 7 Drama Class. And it looks really quite intimidating in the pan, but it shears out on the cheek quite a bit. So, and it does again have a pretty strong kind of berry pink undertone to it. But I still think it looks really pretty. So that one there is Drama Class. We can build it up a little bit as well. See, it almost looks like a berry color, but it's still quite pretty. So that is the Fenty Cheeks Out in Drama Class 07. And then I also got the Fenty Beauty Face Shaping Brush, which is one of the newer brushes. This is the 125 Face Shaping Brush. The first couple orders that I placed during the sale, this was sold out, and then it came back into stock towards the end of the sale, so I went ahead and got it. I really like the Fenty brushes. They are kind of a more expensive synthetic brush, but they're made really well, and I think that they're quite unique in some of the shapes and like the way the ferrules are and stuff like that, but they really feel nice in the hands as well, so I quite like them. So it's just a super soft synthetic cheek brush right there, and that's kind of the density of it. Very, very soft synthetic. This is just the little sleeve that came over the top of it. So that's the Fenty Beauty 125 face brush right there. This mascara that I wanted to try also came back into stock towards the end of the sale, and this is the Grande Cosmetics Conditioning Peptide Mascara, and this is in Rich Black infused with peptides. This is what the packaging looks like. This is the mascara I'm wearing today as well. You can't really tell what it looks like because I have, you know, false eyelashes on, but the brush is a natural bristle brush, and it's kind of thin, super easy to put on. It separates and coats the lashes nicely, but it doesn't quite give me the volume and length as something like, I've really been loving the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored Mascara, which also has a natural bristle brush. I don't quite like the effects as much as the CoverGirl one, but I'm going to continue to use it to see if this helps in assisting the length and growth of my eyelashes, because that's what it's supposed to do. So it says on the back 93% said it didn't clump and 94% saw healthier lashes. So we are gonna give it a whirl. And I haven't had any flaking or smudging just yet, but I've only worn it twice so far. It might be one of those mascaras too that kind of get a little bit better with time, because it's quite a I do feel like it's quite a creamy mascara. So maybe the more that I use it, the more I'll start to love it. But that's from Grande Cosmetics. It's the Lash Boosting Formula. It's this guy right here, Conditioning Peptide Mascara, because there are two versions of this available. And then I finally broke down and repurchased the Pat McGrath Labs Lip Fetish Lip Balm in the shade Gold Astral. If you've watched my latest empties video, I had gone through an entire tube of this. It's just one of my favorite throw-on lip products that gives a really pretty glimmery golden sheen to the lips that I like. I was trying to get more use out of the pink one, which is also very pretty, but I just missed the gold one, so I thought I would go ahead and purchase it during the sale. This is what the box packaging on that comes like. And I will say her lipstick packaging, she needs to do something about the construction of these, because they do fall apart. Like the one in my empties video was like in 3 pieces by the time I was done with it. But I really love the product. So it looks like a nude balm in the tube here, but it has got some really pretty golden sparkles in it. And I just really miss this. It smells like vanilla too, which I also love. So I repurchased that guy. That is the Gold Astral Lip Fetish Lip Balm right there from Pat McGrath Labs. And then here's the Nars Orgasm mini eyeshadow palette that I purchased. This is mini. I knew it was going to be small because they came out with a little palette before, and I remember in the comments people were like, oh my gosh, this is so tiny. Well, it is called a mini palette and it's pretty mini. Like, I'll compare it to something that we might all have by now, the Fenty cream blushes maybe, which are also quite small. So that is the size of the mini Orgasm eyeshadow palette. It's very tiny, but that being said, there is 0.02 ounces per shade of eyeshadow in here, and there are 6 shades. So even though the packaging is quite small, there's a substantial amount of eyeshadow in here for as small as this is. Like, I have larger eyeshadow palettes where the shadows, Too Faced comes to mind for some reason, but anyway, that are in a much larger packaging with 0.02 ounces of shadow in there, and I'm like, so the fact that there's still 0.02 per shade in here, I'm not mad about it. The one thing I would have liked though is maybe if they could have switched out one of these shimmers right here, because they're quite similar to kind of a deepened burgundy brown shade, a matte one. I think this would have just been the perfect throw and go type little eyeshadow palette, but it's not a standalone for me for how I like to do my eyeshadow. The red matte in the crease is quite medium toned, I guess, so I would have loved something a little bit deeper in here. I will swatch it for you guys anyway. There are 2 of those really glittery shimmer shades, which are down here. And then there are 3 shimmers right here. And then the red is your 1 matte eyeshadow. So it is a really cute little palette though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad about it being so tiny. It is really cute. They did come out with 2 quads as well in the Orgasm line. Only one of them showed up on Sephora. I don't know when the other one's gonna come out, but those are like $52. And I was like, what the heck? That is really expensive for a quad. And then I want to say that this one was like $25, if I can't remember exactly, but for 6 shades, it just made more sense to just get the mini one. But anyway, those are the swatches right there for the Orgasm mini eyeshadow palette. And it's really cute. It really is. I wore this the other day and I was just missing that deeper kind of crease shade that I like to use to push back my hooded eye, but some of the shades in here are quite pretty. Nothing that we haven't seen from NARS before though. And then lastly from Sephora, I got the Erborian Korean Skin Therapy BB Crayon Ginseng Makeup and Care Stick is what it's called. This is the packaging right here. It was just kind of an intriguing product to me. On the back of the packaging it says BB Crayon, correct, touch up, or even out your complexion in one step with its creamy texture, adjustable coverage, multi-purpose stick enriched with ginseng, helps to conceal the appearance of imperfections and even out skin tone while moisturizing the skin. So I was really intrigued by this. I got the shade Claire, and I want to say there are 3 shades available. So this is the lightest of the 3. And the way that I've been using this is as a concealer underneath the eyes, and I really like it. The consistency of the stick is very, very thin and very, very creamy. It's a light buildable coverage, but it looks so like undetectable, like and very skin-like, especially around the eye areas when you have like fine lines and stuff like that. I just feel like it looks so smooth and you can't really detect a ton of product. And this color actually matches my skin tone super well. So this is what the stick looks like, and this is again the shade Claire, and I'll swatch it for you guys. It really matches my skin tone well. Has a slight pink undertone, but I've been using this for a concealer around my eyes and really enjoying it. I didn't know what exactly to expect, but it's got a nice moisturizing property and the formulation is a very thin consistency. And it just feels really nice and looks really natural on the skin. So I'm happy that I got it. If you're looking for something with some serious full coverage situation, this isn't going to probably do it for you. But for my drier eye area, I've been really liking that. So that's the BB Crayon from Erborian in the shade Claire. Then my tube of number 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced All-in-One Foundation in Cool Beige. My tube was getting a little light, so I went ahead and purchased 2 of them off of Walgreens because they were buy one, get one 50% off, I think it was. So I got 2 of them off of the Walgreens website. In the majority of my most recent videos, I'm wearing this foundation in there, and it's just a really beautiful, nice coverage on the skin with a nice SPF, a good everyday foundation that I love to put things on my skin, like my base products and stuff like that are going to do something more than just cover my skin. I want them to be effective at doing something if they're going to be sitting on my face all day, So I love that this has SPF 50, so I got 2 more of those. And then from Ulta, I purchased the new Buxom Extrovert eyeshadow palette. It is this guy right here. There are 12 eyeshadows in here that are 0.03 ounces per shade. So again, this is only 0.03 and the NARS is 0.02, and like the size of the packaging difference. Granted, of course, there's more shades in here, but I always find it interesting when I compare the pan size is much larger in here. Anyway, so 0.03 is a little bit small in terms of the amount of product that you're getting in a palette this size, in my opinion, but this is what the packaging looks like. It is a cardboard packaging with a magnetic closure, and I've used this palette a couple times so far, and I feel like the mattes blend out really nice, but I'm not that impressed with some of the shimmer shades in here. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of bland, there's nothing super special about it, so I'm not really crazy about this palette. It's kind of bland, kind of lackluster, but I am going to go ahead and swatch it for you guys anyways. There's 1, 2, 3 true matte eyeshadows in here. So that's Filthy Rich, Enigma, and Gimme Gorgeous. And then you've got this shade Pop. This yellow's kind of got a matte base with those infused sparkles. Strobe has got a satin sheen to it. So there's really only 3 true mattes in this palette. But this is a duochrome with like a blue shift. This shade here I put on the lid, and I had to go into that shade so many times to get that to like adhere to my lid. I was really surprised by how much I had to try to build that shade up, because it looked like it would be a really, even in the swatch, it looks like it would be a really easy one to put on, but it wasn't working out so well. They're kind of dimethicone type shades, but I had put this shade on the inner portion of the lid and then went over the middle with this one, and it just wasn't like adhering. It was bizarre. And these guys, I will say there was something about this shade on the inner portion of the lid though that had a really nice brightening aspect that I liked. I don't know. And then these last 4. I think I have a shade there. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know. Is the Buxom, what do I call it? Extrovert? The Buxom Extrovert eyeshadow palette right there. I almost forgot from the Sephora sale. I was messaged by a couple different people saying that the Belif, the True Cream Moisturizing Balm, was back in stock in the large tub. So I bought another one of these. I use this every single night, like a nice old glob of it on my face. Again, this is the True Cream Moisturizing Balm, not the aqua version. So it's the 3.38 fluid ounce tub. So I should be good on this for a while. With this one, I've got 2 large ones on backup and 1 regular. So I should be good for a while. I love this stuff. Thanks to those who let me know that it was back in stock. And then back to Ulta, I got a couple new items from the Colourpop collection that they came out with from Ulta. I did read that they had planned on this collection prior to all the things that have transpired in releasing this exclusive to Ulta. But I miss Colourpop. I miss their collections. I miss Colourpop. That's just all there is to it. So I was super excited that I could order this off of the Ulta website. So I got one of the Luxe glosses. I had actually purchased, they had a set, and I want to say there was like maybe 8. Maybe there was only 6. I can't even remember now, but I purchased a set of the Luxe glosses before everything kind of shut down, and then they weren't able to get the order out, so I'm still kind of waiting on it. I think things might be picking up again soon. I'm not sure, but I really like this formula of gloss. It feels like a balm oil gloss with a sheen, and it smells like, again, it reminds me of an old school Revlon gloss. It was their Mineralize gloss, and it has that same smell, and it has this nostalgic feeling when I use it that just takes me back like 10 years, and I just live for it. And they feel just super nice on the lips. So I got the shade Overnight, and this one's kind of just like a cream peachy nude. I don't really see any visible sparkles in it, but oh, I just love the smell of these. It's bizarre. So that is the shade Overnight right there. And this again is the Colourpop Luxe Gloss. And then I got their 2 pressed powder blushes. They've got Meteorite. It's like Meteorite question mark. Like right there. And this is kind of like a terracotta warm blush. It actually pulls on the skin a little bit more peach than it looks in the pan. But I really like Colourpop blushes as well. So that is the shade Meteorite right there. And the finish is a matte satin finish there. So that's Meteorite. And then the other shade is Interstellar, and this is in kind of the purple packaging. And this is a kind of a mid-tone pink, and this is also like a matte satin finish right there. So there's Meteorite and Interstellar right there from Colourpop. I also purchased both of the eyeshadow palettes in that collection. So this first one is She's Got Solstice. This is the kind of the purple and the green packaging, and this is a warmer palette. There's one Super Shock shade in here, which is Super Stardust, which is that one right there. I'm not as nuts about having the Super Shock formula in these palettes because I feel like they're more creamy so that they don't dry out in a palette. That makes them more prone to creasing on my eyes. But the shade itself is really pretty, and then there are 3 shimmer shades right here, and then 5 mattes, which are these guys. Go ahead and give you guys some swatches. I really love the Colourpop pressed eyeshadow formula. And I can't wait till Colourpop starts creating again. Because I miss them. These guys. I don't think I tell you how much product is in here. Usually these ones I think are 0.04 ounce. Let's check. Total is 9 grams, 0.3 ounces. Here are the next 4. So pretty. And then this last shade right here. So there is the Colourpop She's Got Solstice eyeshadow palette right there. And then the other palette is the All Things Equinox, which is the purple palette right there. Neither of these palettes have mirrors in them either. This one does not have any Super Shock shadows in there. There are 1, 2, 3 true mattes, and then Stellar has a matte base with a few shimmers in it, and so does Alter Ego. Alter Ego has more shimmers in it, but the base is matte, and then you've got 4 regular kind of shimmer shades right there. So we'll go ahead and swatch these guys. And these are also magnetized in the palette, so if you want to pull them out and put them in a magnetic palette, you can do that. Look at that color, so pretty. And these guys. And then this last shade. So there's the Colourpop She's Got Equinox. And then I did finally get the MAC and Selena La Leyenda Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is from the Selena collection, Take 2. Pretty packaging, again, with the bustier kind of on the front there. I would have, again, preferred Selena on the cover of the packaging as opposed to the bustier, but that's just me. But at least they included this little plastic insert inside, so I will be keeping that. And this, I'm going back and forth whether or not I should swatch this for you guys or just kind of keep it as a collector's piece, because this highlighter is much too dark for me. It's showing up very true in the viewfinder there. But look at how pretty that is. And it's the Baked Gelée in Extra Dimension Skin Finish formulation, which I absolutely love. But yeah, this is just way too deep for me. So I think I'm just going to put this back in here and kind of keep it as an untouched collector's piece. I can about imagine how beautiful this would look on a medium skin tone though, because the Extra Dimension Skin Finish and that kind of golden bronze in there, very pretty. And then lastly, I got a PR package from Adept Cosmetics. I house quite a few of my Viseart eyeshadows in Adept Cosmetics magnetic palettes. That's kind of what they're known for, was their palettes that look like this, that are really travel friendly, and they have that piece in the middle that you can kind of flip back and forth from. These are all Viseart eyeshadows in here. I think this is kind of the palette that really put them on the map, but these are just a super nice sturdy magnetic eyeshadow palettes right here. But they came out with kind of the medium size crocodile faux print in the black here, and they sent this over. It's thinner than their larger one that they had previous to it, but they included a whole bunch of their single eyeshadows in here. There was just so many, so it took me a while before I could really dive into these and get some use out of them to tell you guys what I feel about them. And they're very nice eyeshadows. The mattes are very pigmented and they blend out really, really nice. The shimmers are also, or shimmer metallics almost is what I'd call them, are also very nice, but they're very thick kind of a formula. They have a very metallic type of sheen, but again, they're thicker. So this palette fits 63 of their shadows. So I've got the matte ones are the ones on the top, and then the kind of shimmer metallic ones on the bottom. Like one of their newer ones is this one over here, and it's almost, you can almost squish it. It's almost like a cream type of finish. There's only a few of those in here, but you can buy their shadows and palettes in bundles on their website. I just wanted to give you guys some swatches, a few of the shades, so you can see just how pigmented that they are. There is also a massive amount of product in each shadow. There's 3 grams of product in one eyeshadow, which again, that's a lot of product. So I had 3 extra shades that didn't fit in the palette, and they come in a cardboard box. Mine's dismantled because I was trying to find the ingredients and they're printed on the inside of the box, but they come like this, and then there's a indication of the shade on the back. And then I just wanted to show you guys the ingredients that are in here. And then there's 3 grams of product. The one thing that I couldn't find was where they were made. However, there was no indication on the inside of the box or anything like that, but those are the ingredients. Let's give you guys some swatches. I know yellows, matte yellows are kind of hard to do. These first ones will be all matte shades, and then I'll swatch some of the shimmers just so you guys can get an idea of the pigmentation on some of these shades. I gotta set this down, I'll drop it. So those are all matte shades right there. And they're pretty smooth. I'll swatch a couple more of the mattes as well, like this bright green, this kind of teal shade. Let's do this purple and like this pink maybe. Right there. These are all the matte formulation again. And then let's swatch some of these shimmers. Again, these are a thicker kind of silicone feeling formula, and you can see silica and dimethicone on the ingredients list too, but nice though, right? And I think there are even, they have tons and tons and tons of shades on their website. There's more than what I've got here to show you guys, but I wanted you guys to see, you know, the finishes and the pigmentation of both their shimmers and their matte shades right there, which is pretty nice. So huge thank you to Adept Cosmetics for sending these over. There's like endless color combinations in there with this many shades. There's tons of mattes, tons of shimmers. Again, this is the palette. It says Adept Cosmetics in there. The newer, smaller, skinnier one, and then this one right here is thicker, the larger one. And that's again what I have my Cleona Cosmetics eyeshadows in. So I have several Adept Cosmetics palettes that I have just a ton of shadows in. But so that's everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys later. Bye.